Live from WRAL News Headquarters in Raleigh, your number one source for local news. WRAL News, coverage you can count on.
It is warmer and muggier than it was this morning at the bus stop. And this afternoon, temperatures will be in the low to mid 90s. I'll show you when the rain arrives to help cool things down.
VP in North Carolina, J.D. Vance will visit our state today to talk about public safety. What we're expecting from him a day after lawmakers passed Arena's law.
And grand opening, the largest biopharmaceutical facility in our state is opening today in Wake County. How leaders say this will be a big boost for local businesses. It's a big story we are following for you on your Wednesday morning. Thanks for joining us. I'm Michelle McConaughey.
And I'm Renee Chu. We made it to the midpoint of the week, and we're going to get a boost in temperatures and humidity. How about that? Meteorologist Elizabeth Gardner is tracking a little bit of fog in the northern parts of our
It's so much muggier, so much more moisture in the atmosphere this morning than there was yesterday, that we're definitely seeing a lot more low cloud cover and fog. Some of it here showing up in Lewisburg, a lot of it along and east of I-95. Right now in the Triangle, it is 70 degrees with a dew point at 68. Both of those numbers are significantly higher than yesterday. So with all the moisture in the atmosphere, we are seeing foggy conditions in Goldsboro. Checking out there at quarter of a mile is what we would consider fog. Half a mile in Clinton. And I know it says 2 miles in Rocky Mount, but I'm seeing some fog on the camera in Wilson. We'll check that out coming up. Temperatures are mostly mid 60s to low 70s. Roxborough is a little cooler at 61. We had 90s yesterday. We'll see a high of 93 this afternoon, and one more day in the 90s for tomorrow before we begin to see a cool down. I'll show you when the rain rolls in coming up.
All right, checking the morning commute at this hour, Elizabeth. Let's start in the southern loop of the Beltline. Give you a live look at I-40 and Lake Wheeler Road. The westbound lanes are moving away from us right now, but you can see traffic is flowing nicely in all directions. In terms of the big picture, our live traffic this morning, we're seeing nothing but green showing up. All our major routes from Wendell to Walla-Doom, Chapel Hill, all delay-free at this hour. You're getting ready to head into the car, though. Tune us in on the radio. We'll keep you updated all morning long. 101.5 HD3.
Thanks, Ken. 2 people were hurt in a crash this morning in Raleigh. This is video from the WRAL Breaking News Tracker. Around 3:30 this morning on New Hope Road near Skycrest Drive. The traffic lights were out for about 2 hours. We've reached out for more information about how this crash happened.
Breaking overnight, firefighters, EMS, and deputies were at the scene of a crash in Johnston County this morning. The WRAL Breaking News Tracker captured this video on Mount Pleasant Road just outside Willow Spring. Deputies confirmed that the motorcycle was the only vehicle involved. We are still trying to learn more about the people involved and what led to this crash.
Happening now in the WRAL Live Center, we just got this statement in from Cumberland County Schools concerning a situation or a threat called into Grace Creek High School. So Cumberland County Schools say it is aware of a reported threat concerning Grace Creek High School. Out of abundance of caution, there's an increased law enforcement presence and additional safety measures at that school today to promote a safe and orderly learning environment. Again, this is from Cumberland County Schools concerning a threat that was called into Grace Creek High School. We will, of course, be monitoring this situation for any new developments and bring them to you here in the WRAL Live Center.
New this morning, a suspect was taken into custody after a barricade situation in Granville County. The sheriff's office says this happened on Mineral Springs Drive in the town of Stem. When deputies got there just after 10 p.m., they found a woman outside the home. We're told that she was hurt by debris from a ricocheting bullet fired. The sheriff's office says the suspect, Mike Jones, was taken into custody. Deputies say he and the woman were in a relationship.
A man is dead after being hit by an Amtrak train in Durham. This happened yesterday evening just after 5:30. Police say the man was walking in the train's path. The engineer blew the horn, but the man did not stop. Police say he was wearing headphones. 2 intersections were closed during the investigation, but they have since reopened. And this is the 4th time someone was hit by a train in Durham just this year. Our reporting from last year found at least 19 crashes in the last 25 years. Links to our previous reporting and the push for solutions from leaders that can be found on this story on WRAL.com.
Vice President J.D. Vance will be in North Carolina today. Vance will be near Charlotte, where he's expected to talk about public safety. WRAL's Kelsey Coffey is live outside the state legislative building this morning. And Kelsey, his visit comes after state lawmakers passed a law in response to the deadly stabbing in Charlotte.
Yes, Renee, we're just hours away from Vice President J.D. Vance speaking in Concord. He's expected to talk about public safety, like how you mentioned there, and that was a huge topic of conversation here at the Legislative Building this week for state lawmakers. The last time VP Vance was in North Carolina was in December after Hurricane Helene. Today's speech on public safety comes just one day after state lawmakers passed Arena's Law. Arena Zaruska was stabbed to death on a train in Charlotte last month. The legislation makes it easier for judges to keep suspects in jail or put them in the hospital if they have a history of criminal behavior or mental illness. The bill was fairly bipartisan until a late amendment aimed at bringing back the death penalty. Right now, lethal injection is the only legal method of execution in North Carolina, but it has not been used since 2006. We'll be sure to keep you updated on if Governor Josh Stein signs this bill, vetoes it, or lets it become law without his signature. We'll have a crew in Concord for the vice president's visit. Kelsey Coffey, WRAL News, live in Raleigh.
WRAL's Monica Casey will be in Concord for Vice President Vance's speech. We'll have live coverage of his visit in our evening newscast starting at 4 p.m.
Looking ahead, former U.S. Transportation Secretary Pete Buttigieg will visit Duke University tomorrow. He'll be speaking on campus at the Sanford School of Public Policy. The event is called Pathways Forward, the Road to a New America. Tickets are only available to Duke students and staff. He will speak at 5 p.m. Buttigieg visited our state several times last year to promote the Biden administration's infrastructure investments.
The people in charge of recovery efforts in Western North Carolina are meeting with state lawmakers in Raleigh today. Members of the Governor's Recovery Office for Western North Carolina will give lawmakers a breakdown of Hurricane Helene recovery funding and the push for more dollars. North Carolina has requested federal funds that would cover almost half of the estimated $60 billion in damages. But less than 10% of that money has been awarded or received. We're expected to get a new breakdown of the governor's new request for $13.5 billion from the federal government. For updates on the hearing today, go to WRAL.com.
North Carolina lawmakers have agreed to pass a smaller spending plan. The state house passed a bill that would spend millions for disaster relief, including Chantal, infrastructure around Lenovo Center, and other economic development projects. It now goes to Governor Stein's desk.
Today in Wake County, a new biopharmaceutical facility opens in Holly Springs. That's where we find Ali Kadlubar this morning. And Ali, the mayor spoke about the excitement for this Fujifilm facility.
Renee, this biopharmaceutical facility behind me, it's been 4 years in the making, bringing hundreds of jobs to this area. But it's also had an international impact, and you can see why in this Drone 5 footage. It's 160,000 square feet, and it's considered the largest cell culture biopharmaceutical facility in North America. Johnson & Johnson even planning to invest $2 billion over 10 years at this site. The Holly Springs mayor says its development is even causing residents to invest in the surrounding area.
I'm more excited about what it brings for our residents. You got coffee shops, you got little mom and pop sushi restaurants. They're all local folks that are taking a chance on their dream and their investment. And again, I don't know that would actually happen without Fujifilm.
Now, the grand opening for Fujifilm here today is at 10 a.m. WRAL is going to be there and giving you a look inside in later newscasts. Reporting live in Holly Springs, Ali Kadlubar, WRAL News.
Two families in our area are suing the popular apps Roblox and Discord. They claim their children were victims of sex crimes on the platforms. Roblox is a popular video game and Discord is a social networking platform. Families across the country have filed lawsuits against the companies. Attorney Martin Gould represents the Wake County family. He says Roblox misled parents into thinking it was a safe platform for children.
Parents had no clue that their 10, 12, 13-year-old was allowed to talk to adults, that these adults were allowed to give money to their children.
The lawsuits are still in the early stages. Time now is 6:09. Duke-Etna battle. Time is running out for the two sides to reach a deal where the hospital system and healthcare provider cannot seem to agree.
And making the list, we'll tell you which North Carolina colleges are ranking high in a new report.
Today is hot and mostly dry, but if you're traveling, by late Thursday into Friday, we move into a wetter pattern. I'll show you when we could expect the rain and how much.
And here are your winning Mega Millions numbers: 13, 24, 41, 42, 70. The gold Mega Ball is 18.
As you get into your car, tune to WRAL News Plus on your radio. In Raleigh on 99.3 FM. In Durham, 96.5 FM. And everywhere on 101.5 HD3.
6:13 and taking a look outside. We do have mainly clear skies in a lot of places, but especially our southeastern counties, seeing some fog this morning. It's a little bit warmer, a little bit muggier than it was this time yesterday. So at the bus stop this morning, expect temperatures to be in the mid 60s to right around 70. And we did make it into the low 90s yesterday. We're going to see that again this afternoon, expecting an afternoon high around 91 or bus stop temperature, but the high temperature around 93 in the Triangle, 94 in Fayetteville, 92 as you head up farther to the north. Today stays mostly dry, but I'm tracking a front that starts to roll in tomorrow. So we're going to have some hot temperatures today and tomorrow before that front arrives. And then after that, notice Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, those temperatures really start to drop as our chance for rain goes up. The wettest day may be Friday, but we still have a good chance for rain into Saturday and Sunday. I'll walk you through it coming up.
All right, Elizabeth, checking the morning commute at this hour. We're going to focus on a live traffic map this morning because, as you can see, nothing but green is showing up on our maps in terms of major traffic routes. We're not seeing any incidents being reported anywhere in Wray County, so the Beltline all delay-free. You're coming in from Wendell, Zebulon this morning, Highway 64, I-87 all delay-free. Over in the Durham-Chapel Hill area, I-8, 85, I-85 all delay-free. You're coming in from Hillsborough, nothing but clear sailing as you head into Durham or the capital city. You're getting ready to head into the car, though. Tune us in on the radio, 101.5 HD3.
Ken, thank you. Drone video from California shows the damage left behind from a mudslide. This happened in San Bernardino. Rain from Tropical Storm Mario caused a mudslide on hills that were already damaged by burn scars. You could see chunks of roads completely washed away. Parts of the area wiped out. Dozens of cars were stranded for hours. Fortunately, nobody was hurt.
And North Carolina is preparing for Aetna to drop Duke Health. The two sides have been unable to reach a deal over a reimbursement increase. The state plan switched to Aetna this year, and State Treasurer Brad Briner says only about 3% of state employees use Duke Health. The state is coming up with plans for what to do if Aetna and Duke do not reach an agreement by October 20th.
Hospital, who made over $600 million in profits last year. They also hold well over $4 billion in investments, which are the accumulation of their profits from prior years. So Duke is more than fine with our existing rates, yet wants to play chicken with our members. This is not the kind of partner we need.
Duke Health says the increase it's asking for is modest, and it hasn't had an increase in reimbursements in 4 years.
The Triangle's big universities rank near the top of the country again. The annual U.S. News and World Report list came out for best schools in the country. And take a look. Duke ranked number 7. UNC came in at 26th, and NC State finished at 64th. So let's zero in on UNC's ranking. It was 4th among all public schools. The report found the school offers the best value of any public school in our state. UNC has been in the top 5 for public schools for almost 25 straight years. President Donald Trump has called off a meeting with Democratic leaders that was aimed at avoiding a government shutdown. The president claims Democrats are making ridiculous demands in exchange for votes on a funding bill. The meeting was set for tomorrow. President Trump says he's leaving the door open for a meeting in the future. The deadline to pass the spending bill is October 1st.
The man accused of trying to kill President Donald Trump is facing life in prison. A jury convicted Ryan Ralph on all 5 of his charges. He was found hiding on Trump's Florida golf course last year. He was accused of and convicted of assaulting the Secret Service agent who found him, as well as attempted assassination. There was a dramatic moment in the courtroom where he attempted to stab himself with a pen after the verdict. Officers stopped him before he hurt himself. Hurricane Helene was North Carolina's most damaging storm. 1 year later, some towns say Washington has failed them. Helene caused catastrophic flooding and mudslides, damaging more than 185,000 homes and killing 108 people. WRAL is looking back on the storm in a new documentary asking why federal disaster relief has been slow in certain areas.
What has been the biggest challenge over this last year?
Really the cumbersomeness of the government.
Just waiting on FEMA.
Waiting on that money, yeah. It's money that many of the projects, the money's, yes, you can have it. Where is it?
These delays have real-world consequences.
WRAL documentary investigator Kristen Severance will join us for a live interview at 9 a.m. on Fox 50 to talk about this impactful project. Helene, What We Lost, What We Found is sponsored by the Triangle Community Foundation. It airs tomorrow on WRAL at 7:30. You can also stream it on WRAL's YouTube channel.
It is 6:18 and summer making a comeback in September. Elizabeth, not only are we going to be in the 90s, but we're also going to feel the humidity inch up as well.
You'll notice it as you step out the door this morning. Most likely it's a lot stickier than it was yesterday. It really feels like summer when you head out the door, and certainly this afternoon. A high of 93 and then 91 tomorrow. Tomorrow's the transition day. We're going to see our cold front approaching. Before the front arrives, it'll be hot, but that will drop our temperatures starting Friday back down to normal. It'll also usher in a lot of rain, and we need it. But of course, there are a lot of things happening this weekend, and it does look pretty wet. We take a live look here at Lewisburg, and you can see some low cloud cover there in the background as you look across that Tar River Bridge. 70 degrees right now, dew point 68. These are both very summer-like numbers for us. We're going to hit 87 by lunchtime, a good bit warmer at lunchtime than it was this time yesterday. With the additional moisture, we're seeing some patchy fog potentially developing. Rocky Mount and Wilson, Goldsboro, Clinton, Fayetteville. You could run into it in any of those locations this morning. It's a cool 59 in Roxboro, but everybody else is seeing temperatures in the mid-60s to low 70s this morning. 67 in Holly Springs, 69 in Cary, 69 degrees in Garner right now. Around town, 93 Raleigh, 92 Durham, 95 in Fayetteville, 80 is our normal high. So yeah, this is definitely hot. And then back to normal Friday, Saturday, and Sunday when the rain rolls in. But of course, it'll stay muggy with that rain around. It'll feel tropical, and we'll actually have a lot of tropical moisture that begins to surge into our area. That's what's going to keep the rain going over the weekend. We're going to walk through our weekend setup and talk about how much rain we could see. It's a pretty complicated pattern that does include some potential tropical systems. Our heaviest rain likely to happen on Friday, but our flooding potential does continue Saturday and Sunday. Again, we'll kind of go through that timeline and talk about what we'll see. Definitely hot today and tomorrow, and then our temperatures are much cooler. I'll show you how much rain we could see all the way through Sunday coming up.
6:20, Elizabeth checking the morning commute. We're going to start to the east of Raleigh and give you a live look at I-87 and Smithfield Road. These are the southbound lanes coming toward us this morning. You can see traffic has definitely picked up, but flowing nicely in those southbound lanes as well as those northbound lanes as well. As we take a look at the live traffic map this morning, the good news is nothing but green showing up from Windelt, Raleigh, Durham, and Chapel Hill. All those major routes are delay-free at this hour. You're getting ready to head into the car, though. We'll keep you updated all morning long. Tune us in on the radio, 101.5 HD3.
Ken, thanks. Looking out for snakes. A woman bitten by a copperhead while walking on a trail. Why it's especially important this time of year to pay attention when you're outside.
And solar credit sundown. Time is running out to save thousands on energy efficient upgrades to your home. 5 on Your Side breaks down the steps you need to take to cash in. A Fayetteville mom is recovering this morning after being bitten by a copperhead snake. Melinda Hart says it happened on the Cape Fear River Trail while walking with her infant son and dog on Monday. She looked down at her phone before feeling a sharp pain on her foot seconds later. Unable to move far, she snapped a photo of the venomous snake after calling 911.
We were still within striking distance of the snake, and it was ready to strike again, like even in the picture. So how I did not get bit a second time or more than once, and the dog did not get bit, I would rather it just be me, and I'm grateful for that.
And biologists warn that September to early October is baby copperhead season. That means more encounters could happen. Hart did not need anti-venom. She's on bed rest while she recovers.
This What's Trending report, sponsored by Rug & Home.
New looks at some classic movie monsters.
Let's take a look now at what's trending. So actor Christian Bale is taking on an iconic movie monster in The Bride. He'll be playing Frankenstein. The film is directed by Maggie Gyllenhaal, and actress Jessie Buckley will play his companion. The movie will hit theaters next year, and it has an all-star cast. Penelope Cruz is in it, Annette Bening, and then also Julianne Hough and Jake Gyllenhaal, who's siblings with the director, Maggie.
Amazing. I love it. Also, I love this. Pennywise the Clown is back in the It prequel series. Bill Skarsgård is reprising his role in It, Welcome to Derry. The show is set in 1962 and follows a family who's moved to the main town takes a dark turn. It premieres on HBO Max on October 26th. They started filming this back in 2023, so it's been, it's been a couple of years in the making. I'm so excited.
You're all into it. You were filling me in on the plot. I stopped when I was like, oh, a clown is terrorizing a town. That's pretty much it.
I'm going to watch it. I like it. All right, Cosmic Baseball is returning to the Durham Bulls Athletic Park. The event gives America's favorite pastime a glow-in-the-dark twist. The Chili Peppers and Glow Emojis take the field in 2026. A date has not been announced at this time. We could see one of Durham's own on the diamond. Durham police officer A. Koberstein pitches for the Glow Emojis.
Happening tonight, the season finale of America's Got Talent. A winner will be crowned, and $1 million is on the line for this season's finalists. You can catch the season 20 finale of America's Got Talent right here on WRAL. The final performances recap is at 8, and the live finale starts at 9. 6:26 now. Traffic light repairs. A crash knocked out the lights at New Hope Road and Skycrest Drive in Raleigh this morning.
And the vice president's visit. J.D. Vance will be in North Carolina today to talk about public safety. A look at what he plans to say in response to the deadly train stabbing in Charlotte.
And tropical moisture is starting to move into our area. We're seeing it this morning in some places as fog. Starting tomorrow, we'll begin to see it as rain. I'll show you how much we could see through the weekend.